6 world championships.
She has a remarkable story, an incredible businesswoman.
She's an Olympian, she's an executive coach and an entrepreneur. This is someone who totally understands success.
This is a story of resilience and perseverance.
Anna Hemmings.
Anna Hemmings.
Anna Hemmings.
Your mindset determines your success. So when I think about my journey from being a world champion kayaker to a professional speaker and coach, it really began when I was about 16 years old. I didn't know it then, but that's when I began working with a sports psychologist. And I learned a huge amount about performing under pressure, staying focused, building confidence, managing the self-talk, goal setting, all of those things that help us to be high performing. And I really believe at the highest level of sport and business, more often than not, that the barrier that gets in your way is our own mental barrier. And so the work that I did over those many years with a sports psychologist now informs a large part of my work as a speaker and as a coach, as a training consultant. And it's these kind of insights that I learned along my journey that I share in my speeches and I help my clients with. And it really made me stop and reflect on what I had done. How did I get to this level? What were the actions, the behaviours, the attitudes that I had adopted, the actions that I had taken that helped me? And all of those principles I realised are really applicable in all walks of life. I love doing the big stage, speaking to many people, and I also want to work closely with some of those individuals in the audience so that I can help them on a one-to-one basis to really apply what they're hearing, how they apply it to their lives, and really help them embed that learning and those strategies so that they can enhance their own performance. So that's the journey, really. The biggest setback that I experienced in my career was going from being at the highest level of my sport, from world champion, Olympian, to rock bottom. I was diagnosed with an illness called chronic fatigue syndrome, and I was out of my sport for 2 years, told I would never race again, dropped from the team, lottery funding cut. It was the most challenging experience I'd ever been through, and what allowed me to recover, there's a handful of things, but to sum it up really is I was really clear on why I needed to recover, on why I needed to come back from the illness and return to my sport. I still had goals, I still had ambitions, and that's what drove me. That's what reminded me why the struggle was going to be worth it, that I needed to keep persevering. So having that goal is super important, having that why, that purpose to keep persevering. When times are tough, you've got to know why you're doing it. There are so many parallels between the sport, elite sport and elite level of business, or any level of business really, because ultimately it's about people development. When I was working with my sports psychologist, for example, he's working on my mind, working on my confidence, working on my self-belief, working on my ability to stay focused, to manage the thinking, the doubt that's going on in my head. It's all about developing people. And that's what we're doing in the workplace as well, is developing leaders, developing teams, helping them to adopt the right actions and behaviours. So it's so applicable. And I get asked to talk a lot about how do you sustain high performance. Organisations will come to me and they'll say, we're already number one in the industry and we had an excellent year last year, we hit our targets, but now we need to go even further. How do we keep raising the bar? And so I share the strategies that allowed me to sustain a career at the highest level for 10 years. How did I win back-to-back world titles, and how are those strategies relevant to their world? One of the ways that I get my message across is through stories, inspiring stories where I take them on that journey with me. I want them to feel like they're right there with me in the moment so that they can relate to the experience. And I open up about the struggles that I faced. I share with them the challenges, when I cried, when I lost, when I made mistakes, when I felt scared. And then I want them to walk away saying, yes, that was inspiring and it resonated. Most importantly, I want them to walk away with actionable insights about the actions, the behaviours, the skills that I developed that allowed me to win 6 world titles, and how they can be applied simply and effectively and immediately in their own lives so that they can enhance performance. And then I want them to believe that they can achieve more than they imagined. The most important thing for someone starting out on their journey is to be ambitious, to have a big, scary, audacious goal, and then find the people around you who believe in you. That is crucial, because you can't do it on your own. Like, I learned that pretty quickly. I thought I could do it on my own, but I couldn't. Recognize that it's okay to ask for help, that we need to ask for support, because we don't know everything and we don't have all the skills. And that's how we're going to reach the highest level. Find ways to build your own confidence, recognizing your strengths. You've got to believe in yourself and have the confidence to keep persevering, to keep coming back when it's difficult. And that comes from noticing your strengths, recognizing your achievements, celebrating those achievements and what got you there. And that will give you the confidence to keep pursuing those really ambitious goals and to work hard, because no one gets to the highest level without hard work. It's a given in sport and in business, in any walk of life. Absolutely, high performance is rooted in hard work and discipline and dedication. I won 6 world titles, and one of them was in a double kayak. So it was in a team boat, and that is totally different. It's a totally different dynamic, and it really helped me to understand teamwork. I've always had a team off the water, but it's quite different when you've got someone in the boat with you and they're relying on you and you're relying on them, and you've got to absolutely have that trust. You've got to have the trust that they've got your back, that, you know, they're going to do what we said we would do, that I can in training say that I'm struggling with this, that this is my weakness, this is the area I need to work on, I made a mistake here. All of those things are so crucial. We've got to have that trust in the team. And that experience really helped me to understand what is fundamental to a cohesive team that becomes world class. And that shapes a lot of the work that I do as a team coach, in my training consultancy, and in my speeches about building world class teams.